All rivers begin at the highest point of a specific area. As the river flows downstream, it collects water from a number of other streams, rivers, and springs. A river is fresh water that flows across the land, usually to the sea, and some of the most important rivers for centuries have led to humanity to thrive. In the past, settlements rose in areas around rivers for a water source, and they were integral to the survival of the human race. But also in the past, the knowledge about cleanliness was not there, and many people would contract diseases from them, and in some countries they still have a problem with this. But inside of the UK, there are hundreds of them and tributaries that flow into some of the biggest rivers in the lands. But what are the longest rivers in the UK? Welcome to Learn With Me, and as always, to support our channel, please make sure to subscribe by clicking the red subscribe button down below. With a length of 230 kilometres, the River Great Ouse's mouth is a wash on the coast of England. It is the longest of the rivers called Ouse, and from Siresham in Northamptonshire it flows through the counties of Buckinghamshire, Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire and Norfolk, before it drains near to King's Lynn into the Wash in the North Sea. There is some debate about the River Great Ouse's source and also its length, and it is fed by many tributaries, including the River Cam, which flows through Cambridge, the famous university city. The river has been important for drainage and navigation for centuries, and it is served by hundreds of bridges, with the oldest being the Grade II listed bridge at Huntingdon, which was finished in 1332. It flows through many drainage systems, including former Roman-built locks, and it's known for its good stock of fish. The River Wye is the fourth longest river in the UK, and it has a length of 250 kilometres. Its mouth is the Severn estuary, and it flows through not just one country. The river starts in the Welsh mountains, near to Aberystwyth, and crosses over the English border to Chepstow, where it meets with the River Severn, and makes its way down to the Severn estuary. It passes through many Welsh towns, and also through the market town of Ross-on-Wye. It has many tributaries that flow into it, and the river is known for being a brilliant canoeing and kayaking destination, as well as a good place for river fishing. The third longest river in the UK is the River Trent. It has a length of 297 kilometres and is a haunting one for myself. My football team's rivals play right next to the river, and I've had many miserable days by the River Trent seeing my football team lose. Its mouth is the Humber, and throughout history it was one of the most important trading rivers in the country. It is unique as it's Britain's only north-flowing river. It passes through many industrial heartlands, which were integral during the Industrial Revolution, and many ships and vessels would pass on the river, with their goods made in cities such as Stoke-on-Trent, Nottingham, Derby and Newark. For half of the route, it is freshwater and non-tidal, but following passing through Newark, it becomes non-navigable and tidal. The Trent gets its name from the Celtic word meaning strong flood, and it would throughout history flood heavily in the low-lying land of Lincolnshire. Around the area of Stoke-on-Trent, there used to be a large amount of pollution seeping into the river from the biscuit factories of the Staffordshire potteries. As many people lived and worked on the canals, a large amount of debris was also dumped in the Trent, but today it's been cleaned up and flows beautifully throughout Middle England. Many people wrongly assume that the mighty River Thames is the longest river in the UK. In fact, it's the second. In history, the Thames that flows throughout London has been the one constant in the iconic city's landscape, with each year the cityscape of London changing with new construction. The Thames is 346 kilometres in its length, and the mouth is the Thames estuary. It's been one of the world's most important rivers throughout history, with vessels passing through it over the centuries, bringing goods from all around the world into London. Its source is in the Cotswolds, and it flows through 8 counties, before it reaches its estuary at Southend-on-Sea. It travels through Oxford and other cities and places such as Reading, Richmond, Kingston and Henley, and even Windsor. It gains its name from the Celtic word Tamasis, which means dark or muddy coloured. It is served by more than 100 bridges and 45 locks with 21 tunnels and 6 passenger ferries. Also, there's a cable car that goes across it, and it has an incredible flood barrier. The Thames has been a source of food, water and transport for millennia, and it's served at times as the main shipping route into England. It's an iconic site in London and passes by landmarks such as the Tower of London, Tower Bridge, St Paul's Cathedral, Westminster Abbey, the Houses of Parliament and so many more incredible places. One of its most famous bridges in history was London Bridge, which for centuries was the only river crossing from north to south in London, linking the different sides of the river. The south was considered more seedy and downtrodden, but on London Bridge, heads were placed above it, for those men who were executed for being traitors during the reign of kings, such as Henry VIII. It certainly is one of the world's most important rivers. But the longest river in the UK is actually the River Severn. Measuring an incredible 354 kilometres in length, 8 kilometres longer than the Thames, the Severn's mouth is its estuary. It begins life in 2,000 feet high peat bogs in the Cambrian Mountains in Wales, before it flows through 4 counties including Gloucestershire and Worcestershire, before it reaches its estuary on the Bristol Channel, and finally flows into the Atlantic Ocean. It's known for its tidal bore, and it has the highest tidal range of all of the UK's 8 tidal rivers, and it has the second highest tidal range of the world's rivers. It has a huge depth range, from around 6 inches at source to over 50 feet, and it serves a number of important canals, including the Birmingham Canal. During the Industrial Revolution, Birmingham became a centre of work and factories, and the canal became one of the busiest roads in the country, moving goods all around. It has over 100 crossings and 3 tollways and a railway tunnel. It passes also through Bristol, Shrewsbury and other towns and sites, including Ironbridge Gorge. It was classified as Europe's busiest working river over the centuries, but now it has become less busy, and it's noted now more for its beauty. The Severn is the longest river in the UK. Thank you for watching Learn With Me. I hope you found this interesting. As always, to support our channel, please make sure to subscribe by clicking the red button down below. It really does help. Thank you once again for watching.